CVAs and Crown preference. Following the discontinuation of the various government coronavirus supports, we are now in a time when viable businesses should be allowed to reshape, continue profitable relationships, and generally keep the wheels of commerce turning. However, a key tool that would enable companies to achieve this, the company voluntary arrangement, has essentially become redundant due to government changes in insolvency law. CVAs are a consensual insolvency process whereby the directors of the company propose to its creditors a resolution to the financial difficulty it finds itself in. Crown preference. If more than 75% by value of unsecured creditors agree to the proposal, it can bind the dissenting 25%. However, secured and preferential creditors cannot be affected by the proposal unless they consent. Given many companies have found themselves in distressed situations through no fault of their own during the pandemic, it is reasonable to expect CVAs would be widely used as the economy emerges from COVID-19 restrictions. However, in the October 2018 budget, it was announced that certain tax debts would be moved to preferential status, known as Crown preference, and this has made CVAs effectively impossible. This means that if a hospitality company, for instance, wishes to propose a CVA, its proposal will need to include payment in full of all employee national insurance contributions and VAT before unsecured creditors receive anything. The only circumstances in which this would not be necessary is if HMRC votes to receive less than full payment for these sums, which to date it has been unwilling to do. 3/4 of unsecured creditors are unlikely to approve a proposal in which they receive virtually nothing because the Crown must be paid in full first. Therefore, the majority of companies will have little option but to enter administration or liquidation. Government support. A large proportion of these businesses will have obtained bounce back or CBILS loans. If they find themselves in financial difficulty but perceive a CVA is not possible, they will simply enter an administration or liquidation process in which creditors will receive very little. This effectively means government lending for bounce back loans and CBILS. It is unlikely to be repaid as a consequence of its own actions. If you are a director or creditor of a company in financial difficulty and wish to discuss any aspect of an insolvency process, please feel free to reach out to a member of the Middlebrooks team.